Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I am Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive card reader, and today I've got a message for Aries. Now, the way this works is that I have asked my guides for a deep and meaningful special message for you that's really going to help you get through your week in a deeper, more spiritually connected way. So, before I get started with your reading, and again, thanks so much for being here with me. I so enjoy doing these readings for you every week. Before I get started, I was doing your video the first time, and all of this heat came through, and I was saying something about the cards, and my guides were like, no, no, you've got it wrong, start over. But there's this idea of heat of the battle, like you're in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment. So it's not like a calm, peaceful week for you. It's like a high energy, high octane week, and there's going to be some opportunities or maybe some temptations to sink into conflict. Let's just talk about this for a second. So the energy around you is the 10 of Wands. Now that's that extremely hot, fiery energy that is around you this week. And this card tends to symbolize that there's too many burdens going on. There's too many pots on the stove and they're all kind of starting to boil over. And you're kind of like, which one do I grab first? So everything's not completely in control, like, calm. It's a little bit fiery, a little chaotic. And you are behaving like the King of Swords. Now, the interesting thing about this card is he's a warrior. He's that sword that the owl is sitting on. That's a sword. And so he's not just someone who thinks about the truth. He's someone who puts the truth into action, and he's willing to fight for it. And that's where you find yourself. You're kind of like... I've got a very old Saturday Night Live skit going through my head where someone's pretending to be John McEnroe, and he's going, why am I surrounded by so much incompetence? Because someone can't give him his orange juice correctly at breakfast. And so that's kind of a funny image in my head, but that's kind of what you're feeling like. You're like, I'm the only one who's got my stuff together, right? All of these people are surrounded, and because they're not pulling their weight, everything's going to heck. And you're standing up and you're pointing this out to people. Now, last week, the King of Swords was your advice as a long-term strategist, as a planner. But this week, you're doing that other aspect that it's almost like the pointing fingers aspect. And what's so interesting is that your advice or the story to give you the deeper meaning to your week is so different than the energy of these two cards. You've got the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Cups. So all of this very feminine energy, and it's powerful feminine energy. And a lot of this is timing. Both of these cards are highly intuitive cards. This is kind of like raw intuition. So like raw intuitive power, raw understanding and inner knowing that comes to you. But then there's some kind of transmutation or transfiguration of that raw power, and we get practical. Queens are always practical. So this is practical, emotional energy in motion. So, okay, like, what am I saying here? We have this very masculine way of dealing with the situation where, you may be surrounded by incompetence. There may be stuff going on that you're like, what? That's not even efficient. That's not even the right way. But your message is, you have got to dance to the beat of your own drum, and you can't care if anyone is following you or not. You have a direct line to your intuitive sense of when things should be happening. It's intuitive timing is what it is. And when you start to pay attention inward to that, that's when you start to see your world shift. So this is, like I said, it's the raw intuitive energy shifting into the practical of this is what I need to be addressing in the moment. These two cards also put you more in touch with the emotional vibe around you. So rather than like sticking swords into balloons and making things burst and blow up in your face, this gives you that little bit of softer edge to help you kind of navigate through these emotional waters, because people have kind of dropped the ball on you because they're overwhelmed. This gives you that sensitivity to kind of tweak them a little bit. Like, I understand you're overwhelmed, or I understand this got out of hand. What can we do together to fix this? And all of a sudden, you see them switch, you see their productivity go up. Suddenly the pot's not boiling, it's like come down to a nice simmer, and suddenly everyone's doing their job better. But it's because you led from your intuition, you led from your feminine receptive side instead of your masculine accusatory like this. And the thing is that your masculine side may be seeing things correctly, but that kind of cold judgment that pushes against people doesn't, it like doesn't make the right kind of waves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of pushes back at you and you get more resistance, you get more kind of anger, and there, it just makes the whole thing worse. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's perfect. Air, when air blows on fire, what happens? The fire gets bigger. So it's like your pots are boiling over. And when you come in with this air here, you turn up the heat and the pots are like exploding now. So calm it down, listen to your inside, understand that when you do dance to the beat of your own drum, that everyone else will learn how to follow you, but you can't force them to follow you. Okay? So if you've got questions about that, like always, please reach out, let me know, and I will clarify. And also please like and subscribe. It really, really helps to support this channel. Like I said, I love to do this kind of stuff, and it's so important to me that we help keep this channel moving and growing. So have a great week. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you next time.